I just got the news that the last jury member is joining in a couple of minutes. So for now, I guess I will just say a quick hi, a short introduction. My name is Uliana. Some of you we've been connected somehow, with some of you not yet. But I am the founder of this festival, Qara Film Festival in Kazakhstan, which was launched last year. And it shows independent documentaries from all over the world, and hopefully soon from Central Asia and Kazakhstan, which is one of the reasons this pitching exists. And I'm really excited to see all of you and all the projects. And I just would like to welcome you all online, and with the hopes that someday soon enough we will meet offline. And I want to thank the jury, Manana, Alexina, Ulrike, hi, and Vitaly, who is joining soon, and all the panelists. Thank you for joining, Igor, Helena. I hope I don't forget anyone. Of course, Saulia from the Open Society Foundation, which is one of our partners and donors, and also then we have Raisa, and I'll just looking at all the faces and the names and trying to remember everyone. Yes, and then of course we also have of course also Thomas from Doc Lisboa. Thank you for joining last minute. And we have all the experts from the region, which we also wanted to include for their valuable feedback, and for them to connect to the international people as well. And I want to also give special thanks to Valeria, wow, I almost called you the wrong name because I'm a little bit nervous. But Valeria has been a rockstar coordinator of this pitching, and I'm sure everyone had the pleasure of communicating with her. So she will introduce the experts now and maybe say a few words, maybe not. We'll see how she feels.
Hello, everyone. I'm very glad to see everybody because we chatted only via email and now we can see each other. I would like to introduce our experts from Central Asia, and we are very glad that they found time in their schedule, and now they participate and can give their opinion and the view of the projects. So I cannot see Chingiz, but probably he's here. So if Chingiz, you are, just say something. If not, I will just introduce him maybe later. We waited. Chingiz Narina from Kyrgyzstan. He is the documentary director and co-founder of City Lab Production in Bishkek. And then we have Ismail Zibai from Tajikistan. Ismail is a documentary producer and founder of Zibai Production Studio. And we have Katerina Suvorova, documentary director and producer, founder of Tihisve Documentary Film Atelier in Almaty, and our good friend. Yeah. Really glad to see you. Madina Mustafina from Kazakhstan, documentary director, a graduate from Moscow School of Documentary Film and Theatre of Marina Razbeshkina, and also known for her documentary film Milana. Then we have Selvi Jumaeva from Turkmenistan. She's documentary artist, curator, strategist with 20 years experience in civil society leadership. Hello, Selvi. And also we have Timur Karpov from Uzbekistan. He's multimedia journalist, photographer, and founder and curator of interdisciplinary Space 139 documentary center in Tashkent. So this is our experts, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Valeria. Yes, she is much better at welcoming and introducing people, I guess, because I was just remembering by heart. Yes, but thank you all again for joining. And of course, I want to give a big thanks to the participants who trusted us with their vision, with their beautiful stories. For many they're very personal stories, and I am rooting for all of you. And I really hope that AYT Central Asia, the pitching session, helps amplify our the voices from our region, and to connect the local and the international documentary scenes. So very happy to see you all here. And of course, now we're just gonna wait a little bit longer to join, for Vitaly to join. But for now, I guess I will also introduce our beautiful moderator, Tuestin Müller, and who will take the floor. And he's a very experienced documentary film consultant and critic from Denmark, and a tutor of many training programs. So I'm sure many of you have met him and have had the joy of communicating with him. And I want to thank Tue also for mentoring the participants and the projects to prepare for the pitching, alongside with Tatiana Soboleva, who couldn't be here today. But yes, so Tue, can you introduce also yourself?
Thank you very much, and thank you, Valeria and Uliana and Dana, for having me. Had this experience of meeting projects from Kazakhstan and a couple from Kyrgyzstan for some very good sessions, and good conversations, and hopefully also I have been able to give them some inspiration for the verbal pitch and the visual pitch. So it's a first time I'm working with so many people from Central Asia, and I think it's been a pure pleasure, actually. And I'm sure that those of you who are here to listen as jurors and as panelists will experience the same in the coming hours. We have 8 projects. Rules of the game are the same as many of you have experienced before. There are 15 minutes per project, 15 minutes where there's time for the filmmakers to talk and present and to show a visual material, a trailer, teaser, pilot, whatever you will call it. And then we have equal time for comments from you. I can't get all of you to say something, but I would be very happy if you use the technical device down here where you can, under reactions, you can have up your hand, like, let me see if I can do it. Yeah, like this, or some thumbs up, for instance. I mean, you just or raise hand. You just tell people that you would tell me that you would like to say something. And if you don't do that, then I will contact you and say, what do you think about it? So we will have, hopefully, a very good day here with the 8 projects. And the idea also for you to know about the visual material, when the filmmaker have introduced, said something about the project, about themselves, then it's time for you to go down on the chat, and on the chat there is a link so you can see the trailer, teaser, whatever, on your own. And when you have done that, we return to plenary session, so to say, and maybe the filmmakers will say something more, and then you say something. This is the rules of the game. And after 15 minutes, Valeria will put up the hand like this. And this time it's not because she wants to say something, but she just says, finito. and then it's over and we go to the next project. So let's see how it is. Please be brief and ask questions, and for the filmmakers, of course, time is limited, and you can always, get in contact with people after the session. So this is more or less the rules of the game. Did I forget anything, Uliana or Valeria? Can we start? So now we can start, which is very nice. And the first project, as you can see on the chat, but I will also tell you, is the project called Gingerbread for Her Dad. And the one presenting is Alina Mustafina. Where are
Hi.
you?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me well? I hope it's okay. Okay, so I will start. My name is Alina Mustafina, and I'm here to present my documentary film called Gingerbread for Her Dad. It will be 1 hour documentary, and I will tell you why this title. It's a story of my own grandma, who was born in 1939 in a village in Tatarstan. Tatarstan is a part of Russia, but that time it was a part of Soviet Union. And she was born in these hard years of Second World War and starvation, and they barely had food and barely survived. And her dad died when she was 5, and along with the death notice, her mother got a bag full of gingerbread. Death notice was for her husband who died. It was a father of my grandma. And all my grandma and her siblings could remember about the father, it was a taste of those gingerbreads, which they were eating so happily while mother was crying because husband died. And the life of my grandmother was very complex, hard, and at the same time interesting. Destiny moved her from that Tatar village to a country where I'm from, Kazakhstan, and she used to live there for until now, brought up 3 children, worked for the construction, leading lots of men there, was a hero of labor, was a singer in the folk band, was very famous in the Soviet newspapers as a hero of labor. And never ever she hasn't visited the grave of her dad, who died, by the way, in Poland. I think I didn't mention it. And she promised to Soviet journalists that she will go there. She wants to go there, but she still hasn't done it. Now she's 84, and I would like to make her wish to come true. For me, it will be a trip to my own roots and to my own identity, because myself also left my own country, Kazakhstan, 13 years ago. And all these years I've been nomading, sometimes feeling myself, as my grandma told me in the interview, as a transplanted plant, which is always changing the soil. And now we can watch the trailer, please.
Yes, the trailer is in the chat, so you can follow the link and watch it on your computers. Thank you.
Видишь, у меня совсем мало волос, но я хотела постричься, чтобы волосы выросли заново. А потом подумала, вдруг я помру, а у меня не будет волос. Yaşanır, ederiz, yaşarız. Eşek birge.
Transplant shock is a combination of 3 factors: physical damage, downsizing, ending up in a new environment.
Габдулла Рахимкулов. Не узнаешь?
Алина, когда песня, мне грустно и мне плохо.
Почему?
Почему-то когда татарская музыка, мне душа разрывается. Почему-то тоска такая появляется. Поэтому я никогда не включаю.
I don't even speak my native language. I'm a child of Soviet system.
Они вот доходят сюда, вот здесь ходят.
Давай
В
сфотографируемся.
зале ходят.
How to minimize transplant shock. They say, try not to disturb roots. Water carefully, plant in a new location properly.
Ты же еще в газете пообещала и не сделала. Ну на могилу отца твоего поехать. Сколько тебе тогда было, 5? Ты же знаешь, где он похоронен?
А поехали в Польшу? So I will continue. I hope you finished watching the trailer. So to Poland, I would like to go not only with my grandma, but also I would like to take my mom. So there will be 2 characters in front of the camera. And sometimes I will be also in the mirrors, and we will bring gingerbreads to the grave. So 3 generations will together see the grave of a man who unites us all. And during the trip, also the topic of the last man in the family will be opened up, because my grandma grew up without a dad. Her mother, my mother also grew up without a father, because my grandma early divorced her husband and brought up 3 kids alone. And also they have both a complicated relationship. It's basically a story of a Soviet girl, my grandma, who wanted to be a hero like her dad, and she actually was, but her own kids had to pay for it because they grew up actually alone, because mother was always working. And this relationship I will open in the story as well. And we will go to Poland through that Russian village in Tatarstan, where my grandma grew up, because of connected flights. And it's interesting that it's not her country anymore, because Soviet Union collapsed, but it is her motherland somehow. It will be a film about a country which has not existed, relationships which is quite broken, and the travel during pandemic, which is quite impossible. I choose this topic, as I said before, because I would like to discover my own identity together with women of my family. And me and my mom, for instance, we don't even speak our native language. We are all children of Soviet system. About financial situation, I am planning to do this film for about 40,000 euro. And beside of that amount, I already got $5,000 from Qatar Film Festival. It was an award for my previous documentary film. It's got a Best Documentary Award in Qatar Film Festival. And also I'm planning to get some help from Doha Film Institute, where I did my previous film. And part of this current feature will be also done in this documentary lab with a mentor called Riti Pang. Maybe you know him, he is from Cambodia, but living in France. I'm looking for producers in Europe, especially to help me to do production in Poland. And also I'm looking for producers in Russia as well, who will help me with a part of Russia. And co-producers, resellers, distributors, any help possible. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Alina. We gave you a couple of more minutes because you were the first one. And let me just say that I had the pleasure of watching your film about your child.
Thank you so much.
For which you also won an award. And it's in this workshop of Orichipan, it's excellent. So here's a filmmaker who knows what she wants to do. Let's just get some reactions. And as we now have the president of the jury, Mr. Mansky, who's sitting in Riga, maybe he can say something. Please, Vitaly.
Да, добрый день.
Good day.
everyone. I think that I will be following this project. I think this is a very interesting one. However, as of now, I cannot tell that I felt the movie the way I should have. And something that could resonate with me, something that could turn into my final impression of the film. I don't know why is that, but it's clear that it's very interesting, the story, and I'm interested in the author. I'm interested in the personal involvement of the author. And however, I do not understand fully how the movie will unfold and what the language of this movie shall be, but it's very interesting nevertheless, so we shall be waiting. As far as language is concerned, I wasn't going to be in the shot. Shall I talk to you in English, maybe?
I don't,
it's not the language, it's more of a culture.
Yeah. I was thinking to appear just in the mirrors and to not be in the frame. And it will start from Kazakhstan, and the presentation of characters will be in Kazakhstan. And then it will be kind of a road movie, how they will go through all these connected flights, like a Russian village, because they decided, okay, if it's passed through Kazan, let's visit your hometown. And everything will be, remember how it was there. The gingerbreads, the same house is still there. The relatives are still living there. And later we will all go to Poland. And it will be a film kind of about me, but I wouldn't be there. They will be two women, my mom and my grandmother. And I sometimes might appear in the mirrors, like talking to them or just appearing in the windows by filming them. And because it's an intimate story, I was planning to film it myself. So I will be a cinematographer. So they won't be a stranger coming up. Otherwise, they won't behave themselves that open as they are at home, for example.
Thank you very much, Alina. We will need some more people to say something. And Igor, please, you have raised your hand.
Hello, everybody. My name is Igor. I'm from Prague Civil Society Center, but I'm also the former founder of the One World Festival. And Alina, it's a great topic. It's a great topic and topic which resonates with so many people in the region, and I would say around the world. Around the world. On the other, and also it has a huge potential because it's a really kind of a very intimate story. You are close to the people. At the same time, it's extremely damn hard in a certain way. So I don't want to discourage you, but taking up such a complex issue and being so close to that is giving you opportunity to make a great movie, but at the same time, let's say it will be very, very hard. So I'm probably aware of that. So I'm really kind of wishing you to make it the best. My question is, and it's a kind of the devil's question, but what if you will not be able to travel to Poland? How you make your movie if you can't travel, if it will be a film about the trip that didn't happen, not about trip that happened.
I thought about it, and I was thinking, in case of everything is impossible, everything is closed, I might ask someone to film for us how he is seeing the grave, and in the Zoom, my grandma, me and my mom will watch it. But that's this is like kind of also crazy, and I hope we will be able, because I, for example, already got Schengen for 1 year, and I hope to get it for them too.
It's a very good plan B, I would say. Ulrike Schmidt, who's also in the jury from Leipzig, please.
Hi, everyone. So happy to be here. And Alina, thanks for presenting your project. I can only second the people speaking before me that I see a whole potential in your story, and you're touching on so many topics that, like Igor also said, could resonate with so many people that experience similar things. And I think you have quite a challenge of still putting it all together and figuring out how it all connects. When watching your trailer, was, for example, wondering how you connect this. You're talking about this idea of that you're this transplanted plant, which is quite this sort of metaphorical notion you work with, but I'm really wondering how it works together with then the storyline of your grandmother, how she's sort of trying to reconnect also with her father, and your family story, and how you want to put it all together. So I think, yeah, I'm not sure if that's a question, like a little bit, I don't know if we have the time, but I'd be super curious, because I can imagine that you have it all in your head and that it's just a question of making us understand what your plan is.
Thanks a lot. And I would like to hear also Alevtina Madyarova.
Hello, thank you.
Okay.
Please let me speak Russian to avoid any confusion or mistakes, please. Alina,
I'm very sympathizing with your story. I'm in the process of talking to Manana, and both the trailer and overall, the idea is excellent. And I think I have no questions left because every question has been posed, has been asked, and all the experts, I think they voiced their questions, and I'm sure you will be able to make it. Wish you a lot of success.
Thank you very much. And Manana, could you also say something? Because then we have covered all 4 members of the jury. Please. Manana.
No.
Good day, everyone. I think I also have something to say. I'm fond of the idea of how generations are connected. On the other hand, if this trip won't happen, it will be hard to implement from the technical point of view, the assignment that you have. So we've got 3 generations. We've got grandma who lived in Tatarstan, who grew up in Tatarstan, and then she moved. And we've got mother who partially lived in other countries. And there is author. Have you ever lived in Tatarstan or not? Because for you, it won't be going back to your roots because you are a child of a new independent Kazakhstan. Therefore, those 3 generations, somehow they should be all intertwined. And I think your view is also important in this film because the modern city of Kazan, your grandma won't be able to recognize it because it's a completely new city. Post-war Kazan is completely different. I'm curious on the one hand, but it will be a very interesting task in hand. So I wish you a lot of luck and I wish you a lot of success. I think your roots are already in Kazakhstan, if I understood. Yes, that's right. Way back in the day, my grandma used to take me in Kazan, and this is the time when I take my grandma to Kazan via completely different countries. So in that sense, it's still going back to our roots. Okay, I see. Yeah, I wish you luck. I hope you'll be able to make it.
Thank you very much, jury members. And Igor and Alina, thank you very much for this presentation. And for sure, you can stay in touch with people when you go along. We wish you all the best. Thank you. And then we go. And then we go to the next project, and it is called The Cellar. And it is Diana. Where are you, Diana?
Yes.
Diana?
Hello. Here.
Yeah, up there. Yeah. Can you also, I mean, just a little trick for those of you, I mean, probably all of you know how this Zoom is working, but you can go to the right under view, and then you can click on speaker, and then you get a full image of Diana. Please, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here. I'm starting. My name is Diana Zhelkenova. I'm a documentary filmmaker. I would like to present you my 60 minutes feature film under the title The Cellar. In 2017, I met 3 beautiful and strong women. I was shocked when I knew that that year, about 3,000 women filed a rape report with the police, but it was only 8 to 12% of them of the total number of victims. The violence against a woman is her personal tragedy, but it is awful when half of women of the country is suffer from violence. It is a nation's tragedy. Now I want to bring to your attention the trailer of the film. The trailer, please.
Мне кажется, много женщин страдало, и многие женщины молчат, и многие женщины боятся. И многие женщины сейчас живут с этим, с этой болью, с этим, с раной на душе.
Я просто не хотела себя хоронить. Это жизнь. Я живу назло всем. Назло своему насильнику, назло своим родным, которые меня ненавидят и которые меня презирают, которые считают, что сейчас я помогаю каким-то проституткам. И назло всему этому обществу, всему этому менталитету, которое вообще женщин за людей не считают.
У каждого человека есть свой подвал, который он не показывает людям, не выносит на поверхность.
Они жалуются на отсутствие законов, которые будут защищать права женщин, которые подверглись насилию, домогательствам.
У нас на поверхности у нас дом, красивый, обставленный, у нас уют там, пироги пекутся, все прекрасно, да? Но что творится в подвалах или там у американцев на чердаках, да? Что творится? Мы же не знаем, но они есть. У каждого свой подвал.
At this moment, the project is at the stage of late development. With the camera woman, I shot interviews with three main characters. During 2 years, I recorded some events from their lives, and now I have the opportunity to continue filming with them. In one of her interviews, Dina Ismailova, invited in 2017 by the President of UN Women as a speaker, a fighter for women's rights in Central Asia, says that the reason for such terrible facts is that we in our society do not discuss about these important, very painful and difficult themes. And also that almost all rapists go unpunished or justified by law enforcement. What you saw in the trailer is just the top of the iceberg. This film is about almost every second woman in Kazakhstan. Even among my friends, 9 out of 10 have faced either harassment or sexually assaulted. The scale of such crimes is terrifying, but it is customary to keep silent about it. Because in Kazakhstani society, it is shameful to talk about it. It is scary to imagine that in the 21st century, we still face gender-based oppression of women. But my film is not about only social injustice. It is about the strength of the spirit of women, about how they really reborn from the ashes, how they find the strength to continue living. And now the film dramatically opens up more terrifying stories from the lives of the protagonists. For example, Lena's court case has turned against her, and now she's sentenced to 3 years of this of suspended imprisonment. So-called media elite is campaigning against the activist Dina and now only the people who support her. I represent the visuals of the film and this is an associative video sequences, and I also plan to do animation in some dramatical moments. It is not possible to find financial support here in Kazakhstan because there are no the topic is still acute, and now I shot on the personal investment, private investment, but I'm looking for partners and like-minded people who wants to make me the film with me together. And I think it will be important to every woman, not only in Kazakhstan, but in many countries. I'm planning to maybe festival release of this film. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. And you were precise on 7 minutes, which is always very good for the moderator, because then we have time to get some reactions. And I would like to go to Helena from Prague Civil Society. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, hello. Thank you very much. And I understood a lot from the presentation. I could imagine quite a lot how the film will look like, what the storylines will be. I also understood that that the charisma and the energy of the women will somehow carry the film. So there might still be moments that are not that you don't know or you don't define for yourself for the moment, but that you will still uncover it throughout the film, even though you are already in late development. I had questions about what you were looking for since you mentioned you were in late development or already in production. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah, but you basically said that. So with regards to financing, you are basically looking for any kind of investment to help you finish the film, right?
Yes, I'm looking for partners or maybe like-minded people, because now I left to shoot some associative video sequences and to make animation. Because animation is very costly, that's why I'm looking maybe for.
And maybe one more question: how do you plan, or when you are thinking about the distribution of the film in Kazakhstan or maybe also internationally? What do you have in mind? Are you thinking only about festivals, or maybe first question would be about Kazakhstan? What would be important for you with regards to the distribution of the film?
Yes, I think it will be in Kazakhstan, maybe until also release. I don't think that maybe here on TV it can be screening because the topic is very very fragile. And, maybe for international also release.
Okay, Diana, we have 3 hands up, so I would like to start with Mariana, who was the first who wanted to say something, please.
Mm-hmm.
You should unmute yourself.
Yes. Can I switch to Russians, please, because it's much easier for me.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to say that actually the subject is not that unknown. In all countries of Central Asia, there have been several films, materials, storylines, and online media and so on about abuse. And in this regard, we couldn't say that this is a completely unknown new subject for Central Asia. But on the other hand, what hooked me is this. You said that one of the heroines went to court, and then the court case was reversed and became against her. So this is something that hooked me up. How can you rotate the view of the society and make the victim the one being blamed? So I'm very curious how that happened, and I'm curious about the public opinion. How does this happen to a woman when that she is being the one imprisoned instead of the aggressor being judged? So what actually happened there? Could you tell me very briefly about this? How did this happen? Okay, briefly, she is one of the only victims who went to court, but it so turned out that he also went to court against her, saying that this was libel, and then she was, because of that, tried and was sentenced for 3 years. It was a defamation. Okay, I don't really understand right now. I'm not sure how will your film be different from all the other films on this subject, because there are films on this subject that do exist. Well, this film is about how women manage with their traumas. Of course, we know that this happens in every country, in many countries. But right now, after the event, how they pick themselves up, how they continue living, that they are not stuck in this trauma, and how they continue living further. Thank you.
Thank you. And Katerina Suvorova, please.
Yes, hello everyone. I just wanted to say that I think that this film has a great possibility for huge impact campaign in Kazakhstan. Of course, what we are trying to do with such a sensitive film is first to present them on festival. It depends on the final version of the film, but definitely it has a really great opportunity to be presented by local communities and associations, because it's it's a new way for us to speak about women's all complicated topics, and this film can be presented in a really good quality, I think, in Kazakhstan. And the second topic for me, what is interesting in this story is probably this leading woman who is helping all these young women, and she is a kind of model role. And yeah, that's what is interesting to me, maybe because I knew her through the media and all her actions. She's a really good potential of the story, I think. Yeah.
Thank you for that. And Igor, please.
So, Diana, I just want to give you encouragement to really kind of go ahead and make this film. You can't make mistake. Let's say it's such an important topic. It's such a strong characters that basically at the end of the day, whatever you do, you will do extraordinary important thing for your country. Let's say, so don't get discouraged. Just go and do it. Let's say it's extremely important. Two advices. Let's say one thing is, let's say, as Katarina said, film will probably resonate in your society. So work before you do release of the film. Work with some organization who are able to provide the protection of the characters of the films, of the heroes of the films. Because if the film will start to resonate in a society, they might attract additional attacks. Let's say, so prepare that in a cooperation with some organizations. There are organizations who can help for that. One advice. The second advice, you are following 3 stories. And I understand why you are doing that. Go and film 3 of them. But it might happen that for the film, 3 stories will be too much. But you will be so close to all 3 characters that you will be afraid to drop them out. So work with some good editor, with some good professional who doesn't have attachment to the characters. So maybe you will need to sacrifice one of the stories in order to make a more compact film, let's say. But go ahead, it's a great story, important story.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Igor, and thank you, Diana. We have to go on. I'm sure that you can get those of you who wanted to say something. You can also write something to Diana. I mean, the chat is, I mean, whatever bad it is with all this Zoom, I mean, we can use the technique also to communicate in another way. Thank you very much, Diana, and good luck.
Thank you.
And then we go to the third one, which is Mathilde Swinbike. Where are you? You are there. Good. I will put you on, at least on my. So now you are full screen on my computer. And what do you have for us, Swinbike?
Mathilde, and my name is Swinbike. I'm presenting Matil. It's my film project. It's a compound word. It consists of two words from Kazakh. Matin is text and til is language. And this film is a research on language segregation in Kazakhstan, urban areas and spheres of life, politics, and art. This is a documentary full of provoking comic moments, yet presenting one of the most sore problems of Kazakhstan. This is my way and responsible step into learning my native language that my family and I have forgotten. And like many other urban Kazakh families, it has become an absurdity of not being interested in your own culture so much that it filters out any Kazakh speech. My interest in Kazakh emerged from the mass civic unrest in 2019. And throughout these past years, I've realized that the very notion of language disconnect may be a conscious political strategy of the state itself to confuse people within one society. For Kazakhs and Kazakhstanis, there are many connecting and disconnecting languages, and to actualize them is my goal. We all sense the wave of actualization coming. We see it in art, activists, movements, fashion, music. Mine's and Mike's goal is to retrieve the lost language and connection to my native self and sense through the challenge of learning Kazakh language myself. For that, me, the POV actor, is going to be super exposed in her struggles to balance between worlds of understanding, mutuality, and empathy. I am already surrounding myself with a fully artificial linguistic environment. The general style, though, is going to be less loaded with seriousness, as the film for me is also a chance for self-irony, presenting myself as a Borat, but from the real Kazakhstan. And can we please turn on the trailer now?
Kazakhstan'a hoş geldinizler. My country is the big one in the Central/Middle Asia. We have some cities and many villages/owls and a lot of space in between. It houses a lot of artists of two-sided signboards.
Sizge Қазақша сөйлеймін, Қазақша білмейсіз бе? Государственный язык.
Я по-казахски не понимаю. Такие ролики, демонстрирующие трудности перевода, в последнее время то и дело появляются в сети. Покупайте в казахском магазине а на официальном языке страны появился он около полугода назад, подписчиков 18 тысяч.
Вне всяких сомнений, такие прецеденты недопустимы и возмутительны. Вы знаете, подавляющее большинство наших граждан осуждает такие проявления пещерного национализма. К сожалению, такие вещи происходят во всем мире. И это не говорит о том, что подобные вещи поощряются государством или являются тенденцией.
Базар тілі Алтын Ордада, көк базарда жұмыс істейтін, сауда жасайтын, кәшки теретін, общепитте, түрлі food and beverage хотелларда ажитхана жуатын адамдардың тілі болды соңғы кезде. Әрине, енді 3-4 адам бар, жұмыс істейтін ондай жұмыста емес. Таза жұмыста, бірақ олар өте аз. Басым көпшілігі 90% адамдар осындай қара жұмыс істеуде.
Біздің қоғамда адам таптары бір-бірін елемейді саналы түрде. Және егер бір адам таптары ол тарихи, әлеуметтік, саяси тыртықтардан байланысты болса, екінші адам таптары ол қалалық адамдар. Олар оған үйренбеген, олар саналы түрде соны істейді. Оларға ешкім үйретпеген. Және бұл мәселені шешу үшін бізге махаббат тілі керек, бізге бір-бірімізге деген эмпатия керек. Сол уақытта ғана біздің қоғамның саясаттың, әлеуеттің мәселелері шешіле бастайды.
And this is a journey into this segregated society of Kazakhstan.
I look at myself.
So I want to add, I can write?
I think you can do that, yes, please.
Okay. So I've already produced a public program with the same name, Matil, with the help of British Council, in order to build bridges across Russian and Kazakh-speaking communities that love art lovers, breaking the linguistic bubbles for cultural events. Where I invited many experts on the topic of language justice from all over the world. And we are in a development stage, so we're quite open for any collaborations. We're looking for co-producers, and pre-sales budget is approximately 35,000 euros. Thank you.
Thank you, Svenbeke. Very precise also in time-wise. And let me just say that when I met Svenbeke in the sessions we had a couple of weeks ago, I had never heard the word before, language activists. So I was very curious, and I think it's coming from outside. It sounds completely crazy that you have this conflict in your country, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What do you think? Is there a film there, Vitaly Mansky? Vitaly, is there a film there?
Well, this is indeed one of the important problems for many former Soviet Union states, for many states that used to be part of Russian Empire, where Russian is still dominating, and via Russian language. And we can see how the ideology is being transcended, the Russian establishment ideology. And I think that reclaiming national language, that's one of the forms of reclaiming one's independence. Without claiming the national language, then the independence will not be 100% complete. But this is more of a declaration. This is not the real assessment of the project. This is not what I saw in the trailer. And for me, this project is somewhere between two mutually exclusive components. One of them is publication, and another direction is creative documentary filming. And I think until the point whereby an author is 100% clear which category the film belongs, I think, yeah, I'm addressing to the author, then you will be in the state of, in the zone of in the zone of uncertainty, where it's kind of hard to understand, and maybe at the level of some images, maybe at the level of some metaphors? Or would you like to put your audience really into this issue and really try to declare something to them, to communicate something to them? So this is what I feel in this context, in the context of this project. Thank you. Shall I respond in Russian or shall I respond in English? You can go in English.
So yeah, I agree. Thank you. It's such an honor to hear what you're saying to me. And for me, this may also be a problem of a trailer, maybe. But yes, because it's in early development stage, and because I'm quite open and I'm still processing this whole techniques that I could use and everything. It's an open question for the moment. Yes.
Thank you very much. Let me hear what you say, Ulrike Schmidt from, yeah, you raised your hand. Very good.
Yeah, super. Thanks for asking me. I wanted to raise my hand anyways. Yeah, I find this so interesting. And like you said, to like a language activist, that's something super special. And like always when I read a project proposal, I'm wondering why make this film now? And I think with your topic, it's rather the question of why hasn't this film maybe been made yet? Or this topic been addressed. So I totally understand the urgency of like having this inequality that's expressed via then a language that is predominant or how it divides society. And my thought was like how I'm wondering, how do you make it accessible, this topic, for an international audience? That is not Russian speaking, not Kazakh speaking. Is that even your trajectory? Is that what you want to reach? And how do you make them understand, if they don't understand the languages, also the subtleties and differences in the people speaking and not being able to connect?
Thank you for your question and your feedback. There are two, I'm sorry, two ways I'm seeing this possible. Is that I'm turning myself into this kind of Borat, but from Rio, Kazakhstan, like this funny character, and trying to make this whole little of a circus, because that's my life actually this past months and years. When I have started learning Kazakh, when this interest was growing, I was going out in the streets, I was going in a taxi and talking to people in Kazakh, and or just talking with them in Russian, but about Kazakh language. And it was always really funny, and it always had this folklore that I would love to collect. And that's why it may be also a mockumentary, not a documentary, because like some things I was writing down and maybe they're not possible to be repeated. Maybe I would just like stage them after. And me being an actor is a kind of a staged part of all of this, and I hope fun. And that's why it's one way of making it kind of universally interesting. And the second one is that language justice is an actual kind of movement that is out there in the whole world right now, and as well as decolonial twist, as we say. So I have many friends and colleagues throughout across the globe that are studying and working and are just interested in all of these terms and situations and problematic. Yeah.
I would just add, from my point of view, being a Dane, that I was thinking about that, okay, there are a little colony, if you can say that, they have their independence, but still, called Greenland. And they want to protect their language also. But the Danes are talking Danish, and so on. So I think it has an internationality, one way or the other, for those countries.
Can I also add to that, is that this Irish language, as far as I know, has the same kind of problem, and they were doing some kind of demonstrations last year or something like this, and talking about almost exactly the same, about the same topics.
Very good. I think we can stop here. I think that the message, Svenbike, is that the topic is absolutely relevant and timely, but you need to find your film, so to say, your film language and so on. But I can say from the first trailer you had to this trailer, I mean, you are searching, and I'm very confident that you will find the way to do it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. And now we go to the fourth project, which is called Sweet Milky Corn. And here we have two people. We have a producer, Diana, and we have a writer, Aysan. So
can we start?
You can start.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Diana Ashimova. I'm a film producer of AYT Film Company from Kazakhstan.
Hello.
And it's my
please.
Sorry. It's my great pleasure to present you our new project, a social documentary from a talented filmmaker, scriptwriter, and director Ayjan Kasimbek. It's our first time in documentary filmmaking, so it's a very new experience, new knowledge, and an exciting challenge for us. I will give a floor to the director, Ayjan, to speak about the story. Ayjan, please.
My film protagonist has always lived near me. His name is Qara. Qara was abandoned in orphanage when he in childhood, and he grew up in mental hospital. Qara now he sells corn, and he dreamed to have a home and family. Qara from Kazakh language means strange, and he has only strange in his life. I was really inspired by his great vital force, his attitude to life, how he sees the world. And he led us into his life, and me and my DP were following him during the 1 year. Qara, he learned how to count money, but he absolutely doesn't know how to read. So now please watch our trailer.
Басына мен келгенде оқу, жазу, жаңағы математика білген. Майда. Мынау апам менің интернаттан бағып алған кісі, үлкенгеннен кейін. Айманым көп, оның ішіне.
Екі сиыр бағып, отырсақ мына жерге сиыр байлайтын жеріміз жоқ.
Екі сиырды сатып алсаңыздар,
екі сиырды аларсың. Оны немен бағарсың?
Жерде жоқ қой?
Жерде жоқ. Жем қымбат, шөп қымбат.
Скоро каждый шағыңызға ақша төлеу.
Назарбаев қойы.
Ойланып тумай ма ақылдасып дейді. Енді ана Мәдиналар енді бала көтерсе айтады, Назарбаевтан рұқсат етіп бар.
Тез тақ, кім? Сақмұрат.
Бір екі мәрті ұстап жаңағы не қылып, бұл жерде сәл бұзып қоса болды, қабыл құбаға тығады ғой, жынды болды дейді. Сол жаққа апардық та кейін апарып неғанып бітіргеннен кейін.
Кукуруза қайратшы берем, кукуруза. Кер аға. Дән бересің ба? Жылатшы берейін ба?
Ол қалады чужойсын, не қыласын оны алып сен. Кімсің сен деген күні де болды ғой олардың әбден.
Кукуруза қайратшы берем, кукуруза. Скидай ма?
Қазір тоқтатып өтіп кетейін.
Okay, maybe I will continue. So when Ajan came to me with the idea of this project, I was immediately captured by it because since it's actually our first time collaboration together as a producer and director. We have made 2 shorts and 1 full-length feature film, and we are both inspired in telling the stories about the ordinary people, about human values, about people's problems, their dreams and fears. So this project was not an exception, and we are now in the production stage. We are looking for the co-producers to finish the project. The budget is 32,000 euro. So 20,000 euro was already secured with the private investments. And we have submitted the project to the local offices of NGOs, to the TV channels and to international doc funds. So we are negotiating right now with this project, and we plan to promote this project to the film festivals and to have the local TV release here in Kazakhstan, definitely, and try to have the release abroad on TV channels and VOD platforms. We strongly believe that this film can somehow have a strong social impact, because on the example of our protagonist Qara, we can first of all help him, because Qara is on a waiting list, on a line to get the social apartment from the government. So we hope that this film can help him to move forward faster. And also we think that maybe through the prism of his life, we can touch the problem of orphans, of people with mental disease and their place in the society. So who knows, that maybe we can change something. At least we will try our best. Thanks a lot for your attention.
Thank you, Diana and Aysan. And now we are ready to get some reactions to this film. And I've just been told, even if we can't see her picture, Alina Rudnitskaya, who represents Zoom TV, is, what do I say, Zoom TV is, Current Time TV, is ready to say something. Where are you, Alina?
Hello.
You okay? You have.
Hi. Yes. Hello. I think it's can be a really good story, but for me it's interesting how long are you going and filmmaker going to shoot this story, and how much material do you have?
The director and our DOP, they've been observing him for 1 year. Ayjan is here, yeah. Ayjan, so maybe you will answer this question.
Aysan?
Now, I'm very sorry. Now can you hear me well?
Yes, yes. Please continue.
Can you hear me well? We have enough material, but I feel that we need a little more. So maybe about 3 months, and I will have enough material to finish the story of Qara.
Thank you. And if I may add, because I have seen more material, I mean, it's always difficult to make a trailer 3 minutes, but I've seen more material, and it's very rich material, I would say. And I think it can be a very good social documentary. What do you think in Douglas Boer, please? You're sitting there. I haven't asked you, but I'm asking you now.
Okay, thank you so much for asking me, and hi to everybody. I'd like to say that the film seems very interesting in many ways, but the thing is, it's relies maybe a little bit too much on the words, and what it seems like it's too much information, and I'd like to see more evocation in the character building. That's something I felt in the trailer. but I really liked the character and the way it was introduced, and the way the affection, how do you say, the feelings and the nurturing of the character, but in a way is like this idea of ordinary people, which I think is great, but I think we should go along more with the character without side information. But I think it's a great project to work on and to see as a film.
Yeah, can I say? Actually, I want to make a full length film, and yeah, in the trailer we have a lot of words and the introduction about character, but for me and for my DP was quite interesting just observe, just to follow the character and watch how he live, what he doing, and this I'm planning to show, to look and watch how he live, what problems he face, and how he solves these problems in the reality of our in Kazakhstan. So this is my plan.
Thank you very much. Let's hear the jury members. What do you say, Vitaly Mansky?
To the author, the music that we hear in the trailer. So the music that we hear in the trailer, is it planned to be used with the same intensity in the film? And how will the audio space be built in this motion picture? Of course not. We just used this music for the trailer, and I think, actually, I would not like to use any music in the film at all. It's just observation, following the protagonist, seeing how he lives, everything that happens to him, because I think the music will be a distraction, will be taking away the attention, so we just used the music for the trailer. I see, okay. Good luck. Thank you.
Ulrike Schmidt, bitte.
Yeah, I think I also want to comment on the tone of the trailer. I had the impression that you really condensed it here in order for us to see sort of what's in there regarding sort of topics to connect and everything that's happening, more than actually that the trailer was showing us the style that you're going for, and what you explained now, yeah, makes me understand this. Yeah, and I think I don't really have a question. You already explained a lot that makes me understand where this project is going, and I think I got a good sense of what you're trying to achieve. And I think the underlying topic, the background of his story, is really something that is connecting also to beyond the region, and is the case also for several countries, like how orphans are treated going into mental asylums, and not being able to live independently and being supported in that. So I think if you sort of have this artistic approach that I think you're going for, but then like we can observe what's actually his backstory, and how he's trying to really become independent, I think that sounds like a very, very cool film. Very curious to see it.
Yeah, thank you. Can I add just a little, I don't know, a little more words? And I want to say that in the beginning of my shooting, I didn't expect that I will face with real situation of his life, and not only Qara, but his friends who also live orphanage, and how these guys with a mental disease, they are not just simple orphanage, they are guys with mental health diseases. And I was so impressed by Qara. He with such a mental sickness, and how he live, how he tried to be happy. So how he just had to survive for his happiness in this reality. So it's really very inspired me to follow him, to shoot him, and I really want to share with the audience by his story. So yeah.
Thank you, Aysan. And
yeah,
I think that you are communicating, and we also can see in the trailer that this will be made with a lot of warmth and you will develop the film. And I think it's very right what the Portuguese Thomas is saying. I mean, focus more on the images, because trust the images. I mean, this is very important. Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
now I have to ask the management, Uliana and Valeria. According to my schedule, we are going to have a break, but do we need a break?
Yeah, that's right. I guess we can have a little break, maybe not 20 minutes, but 15? 15, yeah. And we'll be back 5:50 p.m. Almaty, so in 50 minutes.
Yeah, good. So take your seats, please, and get ready for the second half. 4 more projects, 4 more filmmakers to present what's been on their mind for some time or long time, and all of them ready for pitching, I am sure. And I just want to say that to the interpreters, I think you're doing a good job. I understand what Vitaly Mansky and other people are saying. So that's very nice, actually, because as a technical idiot, I'm always afraid of something goes wrong, but we are in good hands. And now we go to the next project, which is called River Dreams. And there we have 2 people, a director and a producer, and they will introduce themselves now.
Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Dana. I'm a producer of a full-length hybrid film, River Dreams. And I would like to introduce to you our director from Central Asia, experienced in hybrid cinema, Kristina Mikhailova. Kristina, please.
Hello, everyone. Together with Dana, we are creating a movie about the long river in Almaty region. It starts in high mountains and moves through foothills, megapolis outskirts, villages, agriculture fields, hot deserts, and flows into the big Kapchigai Lake. We will follow this breathtaking way in the documentary part of our movie. This summer, the construction of a large protection dam began in the mountain part of the river, because in the spring, this river can bring death. There are also a lot of various cinematic events, and we will follow those events, follow people who live near the river, who walk there, children who play there. We will observe the river during the day, and then we will fantasize about what could have happened to her after such a long day in her dream. For me personally, we want to introduce you type of a lyrical hero, River Girl. The unique point of our movie is to mix documentary and fiction scenes about the dreams of a river. For me personally, this movie is a chance to tell about the river as a person and about my close friend. But in general, through the poetic and sonorous form of a road movie, we would like to touch on the deep social transformations of the region. Of course, we are dealing with environmental issues, and we also want to speak about the explosive image of a modern Oriental woman starring the invincible River Girl. This is a humble idea that can strike with its depth, and I especially value it. We want to create an immersive experience for the viewer to feel himself as a river, and we try to express this in our trailer. I'm glad to share it with you right now. Play trailer, please.
Я быстрая, стремительная и такая большая река. Вот. Я стремлюсь всегда к своей цели, и Иногда бываю нежной, иногда бываю ленивой, но все же я стремлюсь к своей цели. Вот такая вот я Qara.
Я особо не могу о себе много рассказывать, потому что я особо ничем не занимаюсь. Мои хобби — это читать книги, рисовать. Мне в последнее время очень нравится рисовать по номерам. Это так успокаивает. Меня довольно трудно как-то растормошить, и я представляю себя очень спокойной, тихой рекой, но довольно глубокой.
Если бы я была рекой, то я бы текла по той дороге, которую я хотела. Возможно, многие думают, что я ничего не слышу, но я все слышу. Я слышу шум родного края, машин, заводов. И я слышу, когда люди приходят ко мне изливать свою душу, и их рыдания, их крики.
Я бы хотела, чтобы эта река была полна жизни. Наверное, в реке не могут обитать скаты, но мне бы хотелось, чтобы там проплывали скаты, были большие косяки рыб, чтобы было меньше людей, чтобы там было очень много водорослей, ракушек. В общем, она была такая полна жизни, но при этом для каждого было свое место, и чтобы чувствовалась какая-то свобода там.
So if you finished, I can continue. Dana and I feel deeply connected with our protagonists, and we feel ourselves as rivers too. To me, I'm a cold mountain powerful river whose energy can power a large hydroelectric station and produce light. What about you, Dana?
And as for me, I imagine myself as a large plain river, deep and strong enough to carry industrial ships to help people travel and communicate. As Christina said, it's a passion project for us. We have been working on it since 2018. Our biggest achievement yet is that we won the New Talents Caucasus and Central Asia pitching. Project was worldwide presented and received a cash award. This gave us an understanding of the strong international potential of this project. So let's just imagine together that all of the rivers in the world are sisters. At the moment, we are in the development stage. We're planning production for spring and post-production for summer of 2022. Project is at the final stages of the participation in the annual governmental film pitching in Kazakhstan. We're feeling quite optimistic about it. They provide us $62,000, but our target budget is $87,000. So now we're looking for co-production support. We have applied for various co-production markets and foundations. Doc Leipzig co-production market, the Sundance Institute, and ITFA Forum are among them. So yeah, we are quite ambitious and hopeful for this project, and we invite you all to give a voice to a river. Thank you very much.
Okay, and Doc Leipzig was mentioned, Ulrike Schmidt. So are you inviting them, or how is it?
Oh, we're actually in the, I'm just turning up the sound a little. We're actually in selection round number 2. And I'm happy to say that this project is in round number 2, but we still have to discuss the final selection, which will happen next week. But yeah, this was really one of the projects that also stood out because we don't get a lot of hybrid submissions and a lot of submissions that have such a concept like this. And I like that it's sort of this very metaphorical coming of age story, and that you were like, I don't know if I understood it right, but I have the impression you're working with these sort of fictional characters that are women in different stages of their lives, and this is how you connected to the story of the river. And how what I was wondering after watching the trailer is how you actually intend to connect these two. So these sort of stories that the women are telling, and then the visuals of the river, and how we understand it, is that what we get from the trailer? Is that already how you picture the film, or do you intend to do it differently?
Thank you for your question. First of all, this trailer was a big surprise for us because we start a large casting and invite a lot of different girls and tell them, what kind of river are you? And we were surprised because a lot of girls told us very beautiful stories, unusual stories, unexpected stories. And then we decided to maybe insert these stories in our movie also. But in the first stages, we don't have this decision, but now we are thinking about it because we heard so many impressive words and the stories from girls that we were shocked. So maybe we can do this experiment again. Of course we can do, and make casting again, and then we decide, can we include it or not?
Are the stories, actually, that's also a question I had, are the stories written by you, or is it really the personal experiences, stories by the people you cast?
It's a personal experience of them. I just
asked, so it's not fully scripted.
Yeah, it's absolutely not scripted.
Okay. What do you think, Vitaly Mansky? Is hybrid something that you appreciate?
Okay, I think girls, authors and producers, I think they feel it very well because everyone likes this project, and I think this is a good platform so that they themselves, they could stand tall and think whether or not they're doing everything correctly, whether or not they have some feelings, maybe they could have kind of belief in it too much, that as if every single problem has been solved, as if this movie is already presented, and the only thing left is to choose the boots to walk the red carpet. And right now you have this opportunity to look for feedback, to look for some potential drawbacks, to clarify all the doubts. So the trailer is 2 minutes and 50 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. And the trailer is very emotional, it's very involving. And what would be the duration of the movie? The question is whether or not this magic will last, whether or not the magic will last for the entire movie. Maybe at some point, maybe at 15th minute, the watcher, the person who is watching the video, could be exhausted. And the question is whether or not you can express everything visually. Maybe, so yeah, the idea is not to be oversaturated with what you already got. And if you do not make this mistake, then your success will be even more impressive. I wish you luck, and I hope this will turn out to be a big success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Christina, wait a second. I would like to have a couple of more reactions because time is running. I would like to have my Nana, who has been signaling. I like that people smoke in these sessions. Very good. Thank you.
Yes, I've been smoking a a lot because I would like to talk. I'm very fond of talking. And the idea, the poetic image you have found, and the question is how life will be portrayed in your movie. I want you to put some real life stories into your movie. So not only so that people have an opportunity to talk about their stories, the flow, but the question is, where is life itself? Apart from very pretty heroines, they are very heroines, they talk about it very eloquently, but what about the life itself? Dana, girls, please tell me more. So far, I do not see the real life, and I do not see how this will unfold. And I think Vitaly was right about it. And I agree with him.
Yeah, Tuya, can I answer right now? First of all, Vitaly and Manana, thank you very much for this comment, because this strategy of success and confidence is just our strategy to present our project, because it's our debut project and we need to make impact for our project to receive attention to our project. To the practical part, of course, I'm mostly focused on documentary part, and we have 5 heroes right now, which we can follow. There's people who live near the river, and these characters, protagonists, are closely can express different attention to the river from people. Some of them hate river, some of them love river. It's just simple, but all of them, five or six of them, are first of all interesting, and I just start from this point with these characters, and then I will follow and I will find the right tone for my documentary part, because first of all it's a hybrid, but first of all it has documentary fundamental issue, as I can say that.
Thank you. And we have a comment from Saule from Open Society. Soros, please.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Just Dana and Christina, just a small clarification for me. Do you have the concern, and will you represent during this film the issue of the water resources for the Central Asia, which is very critical right now and very disputable? And do you think about this topic while you making the film?
Yes, one of our protagonists of 5 people that I mentioned is a man who built a dam, and he is a hydrologist, and he will help us to express this hydrological situation with this river, as I planned right now. It's just an interesting person who have a special attention to this river, and he's also a worker who lived near the river during 2 days of construction of this dam. Big protection dam. So yes, we will also take this in account.
Okay, I think time is up. I'm sure that we will meet again in other pitching sessions where you might also have some of the documentary parts intertwined, so we can see how you are going to make this hybrid. But so far, I think the response was very positive. So thank you, Christina and Dana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And then we move to the next one. And the title is Who is Next? And the ones who are next are Noor Samal and Sultan, woman and man. And they will now introduce us to an exciting project. Please.
Yes, we also have our producer, who's a woman, who's a lady, by our side, and she will start the pitching.
Okay. Altinay, please.
Thank you, Nurjamal. Hello, my name is Altinay Koychumanova, and I'm the producer of Oy Art Company from Kyrgyzstan. And today we are presenting our documentary feature film project, Who is Next? Let me introduce you our directors, Nurjamal Karmaldoeva and Sultan Usuvaliyev, who will present our film project.
Hello, everyone. We're making a film about Alavachu that stands for bride kidnapping, which is an abduction of women for forcing them into marriage in Kyrgyzstan. We're doing the story in the form of a true crime documentary through the investigation of recent dead and murdered Aizada Kanatbekova by her stalker. Bride kidnapping, although legally punished, is still being widely practiced in our country, both in cities and villages. The case of Aizada happened in the center of the capital city, Bishkek, around 8 a.m. In the morning, across the street where I teach film courses to college kids. Every fifth marriage is a result of bride kidnapping, and 1 in 10 of women between the ages of 20 to 24 were married before the age of 18, quite early. My mother was bride kidnapped when she just turned 18. The marriage collapsed 6 years later, shortly after my birth. And I have witnessed my mother's trauma through the years. Consequently, I'm raised with the complete rejection of Alavachu practice. It took years to forgive my father and accept him. In this project, our task is to translate an abstract social problem into something personal by building the tension and luring the viewer into the drama. This is why we turn to the genre of true crime documentary, where one question will lead to another, gradually increasing the anxiety. Now let's watch our trailer.
Акыркы жолу кызым экөөбүз ошо эртемен туруп 6:30 туруп кызым менен экөөбүз сүйлөшкөн кеткенбиз да. Жакшы коштошуп, эртемен турганда бирибизди өбүп кетип калчумун. Ана үйдөн көрсөп аткан Айжада как раз Тыныстанан Медорадан өтүп барат, маршрутканы тээ Зайлан баласы ошо кызымды колун кармап, артта балдар 3 тең, 4 тең балдар кызымдын артын кармап машина ичине салыптыр да.
Номер машины, цвет, все вам дали, Файзада Эмелер. Эмне ошондо издебейсиңер деп айттым да. Десем ошондо он смеется. Айзада деле убакыт болуп калыптыр көөгө тийгенди атпай, 27 жашта депчи.
Өзүм чалдым бир убактачы. Айзада десем, мама деп кыкырып башкача үйүн чыкты да. Айзада эмне болду, келатасың десем, мама келатам мына депчи. Деле аман эсен келчи деп. Өчүп калды Айзаданын телефонучу.
Мен сүйүп калдым, апа. Мен Айзада үчүн жашай албайм. Башкадан жашайлы, башкадан баштайлы десем дагы болбоду.
Мен сага күч бердим.
Мына жанымда олтурат. Дагы суранып атат, жалганды айтып.
Несчастных, да, и трагических, виновата, по сути, бюрократия. Получается так?
Ну, мы долго берем санкции на распечатку телефонных переговоров.
Улан Омоканыч, арызды жазасызбы? Мен сизге акыркы суроону берейинчи ушун. Качан жазасыз?
Эки күнгө чейин табылбай калган милицияга кандай, таба албаган милицияга кандай баа берет элеңиз?
2 күндө таба албай калган?
2 күнгө чейин таба албаган милицияга кандай баа берет элеңиз?
Бааны мен бере албайм болдум агачы.
Thus, the story has 3 levels. The first one is the engine of the story, which is a true crime documentary. The second, the emotional core, family and personal drama. The third, the social documentary in the context when the story moves from private to general aspects. The structure. The story includes 4 chapters. the study of the case, the analysis of police actions and public reaction. Other cases of Alakachu with an expert analysis of the issue, the conclusion in the center of which Aizada's mother, Nazgul. In the visual solution of the film, we rely on associative editing and artistic reconstruction of the murder. The shepherd found the red car in the field, how kidnappers planned the murder, the morning and the awakening of the city, and so on. Not straightforward, but based primarily on the details of the case and details of traditional Kyrgyz culture. The symbol of the film is water. All the events took place on the day when it was raining. Long-used legend of Isuku Lake about rebellious suicide of kidnapped girl who jumps out of a tower to escape forced marriage. After witches, water flooded the fortress, and that's Isuku Lake was created. This directly affects the color solution of the film, cold blue tones and shades. We're using Errol Morris's films as references of visual concept of our film.
Currently, we are at the stage of development and fundraising. The shootings of the film are planned for this fall, next spring. We plan to finish the film by May 2022. The budget of the film is approximately €55,000, and we have raised 30% of the budget, including partly necessary equipment. We are looking for additional financing and sales agent for international distribution. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being so precise. I mean, you have been pitching before, we can hear that. I like that. What do you think, Thomas Baltasar Toklisboa?
Well, I have to say congratulations for the project, and I have to say that the thing that stirs me the most is the balance between this true crime idea of structure in a way, and this very emotional and at some point even personal story. How you manage to balance this? Because it seems a great idea that we have this structure based in true crime and going into this as an investigation, and the fact that it's the rain, the footage, the video vigilance, all that. But at some point there is this whole feeling and the emotional side of the great impact of the reality of this situation. I would like to know more how to balance, since also you have a personal story, and I would like to know if you think of putting that on the film too, or it's only based in true crime idea, and how to balance this very emotional and reality subject. That's what I'm interested to know.
Okay, thank you for your question. I will try to explain how we're thinking about this project. Well, this case of Aizada was never made in the genre of true crime documentary. I mean, any of cases of Alagachu or Bride kidnapping was never ever explored in the genre of true crime documentary. And this gives us this opportunity to use this genre to meticulously look at this case. What was done, what was not done, to look at the negligence related to cases of bride kidnapping. And so this case provides this ground for that. Then we are having, as I teach gender and media at the university, I understand that this is related to the romanticization of brides kidnapping. This is related to, some people think that it's a tradition of Kyrgyz people that needs to be kept. Some people think this is related to toxic masculinity, for instance, and we know all policemen are men as well. And we have those evidence in the interviews as well. And so we want to explore, this case gives us the reason to explore it, and our experts will help us to explore it and to find reasoning behind this. And then we have a personal drama of Aizada's mother, who lost her single daughter. They were only two of them, and she's experiencing this transformation. We saw it during our initial interview when she was crying and weeping a lot and missing her daughter. But then when she was asked a question of what is your message to all young people, she would literally change in her face, and she would be very determined, and she would say, I will go till I have the judicial equivalent of this case cost. So she's looking for justice, and she wants this case to affect our society's perception of bride kidnapping. Since
to have some more comments, so you might not talk too much.
I don't know if I asked the question.
Yes, thank you. I understood it was important to be also the structure, and now it's going to be built. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Can I ask one of the interviews ladies to comment on this project, Alevtina or Manana, please?
I would like to say now, if possible, actually, I know the Kyrgyz subjects very well. I used to live there for a little bit, so I would like to say that they do write about Alakachu quite a bit, but no one's ever shot films about this. So in this regard, this is a very brave thing that the author is doing. So I'd like to wish them a lot of luck and success. And I would like to say that if you manage to keep this research, true crime style, because oftentimes a lot of these stories are well known. We know about girls being killed in police stations and so on. If you manage to create this tension, this dramatic tension, I think it would be great. So congratulations on trying to tackle such a difficult subject. Yes, thank you very much. I'd also like to speak Russian because it's a very emotional subject and it's hard for me to formulate my thoughts in English. I also used to, I'm close to this subject, if I may say, because it's a prevalent subject in all Central Asian countries. Question, do you have any plan B in case of haters, a push from haters, from sellout policemen and men who say that it's just tradition, that it's okay? If your speakers say, no, do not release this film, I'm not ready for it to be released on screens. We have talked, we have had preliminary talks, we've taken interviews,
so this case is being in the court, and so we are visiting the court every court sessions, and we are with the mother, and so we will make sure that we will do the film, basically.
Thank you for that. Vitaly Mansky, please.
Аргументация, точнее сказать, авторов. Я,
безусловно, I of course accept the importance of this subject, but in some regard I'm a little bit surprised what I see in the trailer, what the author says doesn't fully match, because, for example, Mr. Morris, the rainy scenes of bride napping, this creates this fantastical movie in my mind, something like a fairy tale. And what I actually see is reports, interviews, court cases, parliament. So I see publicistic work, and authors are promising me, on the other hand, something completely fantastical, a creative documentary film. So here I'm a little bit lost. What happened? So what's the mix-up here is the question. But in principle, like I said about the visual image and the language problems, this subject, this film is absolutely important and deserves to be, as both a publicist area and a creative area as well. So authors should not be talking to us experts, but talking to themselves to discuss what do they actually want to show. And I will be watching whatever the film comes out of this, because this is extremely important, especially for a person from a European culture. This is something, some sort of a completely seemingly impossible space thing to happen in our age. And I've been to Kyrgyzstan myself as well. It's a country of 4 revolutions, damn it. And here you go. So authors, do talk amongst yourselves and then talk to us, and we'll be happy with whatever decision you make.
Siba, may I just answer shortly, very briefly? This trailer, the teaser was done in June, and the pitch and the script that we've written with Sultan is made in late August. So that's why perhaps there's this disconnect, but the pitch prevails, the script prevails over the teaser. Thank you.
In just 1 second, I'd like to add something in Russian, if possible. Vitaly, thank you very much for your comments. And true, the first and foremost, of course, we'll be pushing the blue line that we all love, and that's the main goal in reconstructing the poesy of it, having this poesy, this poetry, this beauty. That's our main goal. And that's why, of course, it's scary. If we manage to do this, God willing, we'll try to. So this is like the high plank that we set up for us.
Okay, you got a thumb up, and thank you for the presentation. I think there's a lot of potential in this project also internationally. Thank you for that. And we go to the next one, which is called At the Bottom, and we have Tamara to present the project. And Tamara is down here at the bottom of the screen. Tamara, the floor is yours, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Tamara Kubaeva. I'm director of a 30-minute documentary titled At the Bottom. In 2016, as a volunteer, I got to know a group of divers, which made it their mission to clean the lake Issyk-Kul from underwater garbage and old fishing nets. Their enthusiasm and determination impressed me so much that I wanted to make a film about their work. And after graduating the St. Petersburg School of Directors and Screenwriters, I wanted to use my knowledge to make a film on a topic that matters so much to me. And this year I started the production. And now I'd like to suggest you watching the trailer.
Я думаю, что все равно это надо, чтобы сверху с правительства это решали. Местные сами вы не решите никогда. Как вы решите?
где-то щелкает какая-то релюха, да? Управление где-то барахлит. Ну, вообще у нас задача не это. Мы хотим, чтобы вот ваши местные этим начали заниматься. То есть сколько можно ездить это, в Бишкек и сюда?
So Issyk is the biggest lake in Kyrgyzstan and one of the biggest and deepest lakes in the world. And in my opinion, one of the most beautiful places. The lake is also a unique ecological system. Its water is slightly salty and has a mesmerizing blue color. The lake is a hot lake because though it is located high in the mountains, it doesn't freeze in winter. And over the centuries, some geological processes changed the water level drastically, causing the whole villages to sink. Underwater, we can still find some leftovers of buildings and everyday objects from ancient settlements. And until today, many legends exist about the lake, and it used to be a sacred place for Kyrgyz people. But due to the mindless and irresponsible attitude of the local people and countless tourists that visit the lake every year, the so-called Pearl of Kyrgyzstan finds itself at the edge of ecological disaster. With my documentary, I'm not trying to give solutions or find the guilty. In a visual poetic form with the splendid nature shots, I want to tell the story about the people who love their homeland, and despite all the obstacles, they do everything they can to save it from pollution. I want to portray three protagonists in my film. One of them is Anvar, a businessman from Bishkek who founded the public organization Clean Issyk. Since that moment, he and his like-minded lifetime friends follow their goal of a lake free of garbage. Every summer, they travel together from Bishkek to Issyk to clean the lake from garbage and old fishing nets left by poachers. They face many difficulties, but their optimism and love for the lake makes them go on. Nastya, a young girl born and raised at the Issyk, also takes part in those expeditions. She's a sports girl. Since childhood, she's a passionate about underwater swimming, and sometimes she takes part in competitions here and abroad. And for her, this used to be mostly the sport, fun, and the way to enjoy the lake. But facing the increasing pollution, she becomes more and more involved and realizes her potential for this mission of a clean lake. The third protagonist is Azad, a fisherman from a small village at the southern shore of Issyk. He and his family face the consequences of the decreasing fish population, and they are left to witness the increasing pollution. Not being able to find solutions and helpless to fight it, he worries about his future, his family future, and the future of the lake. I myself grew up in Kyrgyzstan and visited the lake many times, and it's always been a wonderful place where I could flee the hectic and heat of the city and just enjoy the beauty. But over the years, I've also noticed the changes, and it pains me to see how it slowly, or not slowly, gets destroyed. I'd say gets destroyed quite fast. I'm now at the stage of the production, in the end of the production stage, with one more expedition left in September. Actually, the pitching days and the preparation for pitching caught me during another expedition. I'm now at the Issyk. So it wasn't very easy to change something, to edit the trailer, for instance. The budget of the film is $7,000. The production is funded by some private resources, but I'm looking for a co-producer and a partner to support the post-production. Thank you for your attention, and I'm ready to answer questions.
Thank you very much, Tamara. Very committed to the film and knows a lot. And I think it's very a good progress that you're now introducing some characters who can carry the film forward. So it also becomes personal. And I think that's a very good step forward. Igor, what do you think about a project like this?
I like the project. It's really kind of very nice, kind of small film, I would say, in a sense that it's 30 minutes. I think that you have a potential in a film for a really very good 30 minutes. I very much agree what you said. Let's say that introducing some characters which will basically then help us go and develop more deeper relations as an audience with the people and the lake, let's say, will help a lot. You already have a this environmental problem. You have a very poetic footages. Let's say now strengthening this kind of story and characters and people, 30 minutes is ideal form, let's say, for this film. So I think, let's say, just go ahead and do it. It will be a good movie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thomas.
Yes, thank you. And I really think it's a very important project, especially in the world we live in at this moment, the climate changes and all this. It's very important. What I think it's so much important that I didn't see in the trailer and I would like to see is this emotional connection with the place. I really would like to go into this place and feel completely overwhelmed by the beauty that you just said and be completely immersed in the lake. So in order to feel more presence, the endangered moment that it lives. So if I go and if you invite me as your personal and emotional experience to show me this place, I will be much more attentive to the destroying part, unfortunately, that is taking place. So I think what I didn't see in the trailer, but maybe you're working on the film, is this emotional invitation of your part to see and to share and to feel this place, because I think it's an amazing project. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ulrike from Doc Leipzig, please.
Yeah, I would second Thomas in this. As you were explaining, you were talking, the lake used to be a sacred place and everything, and I find this so intriguing. And since there are a lot of films being made now about climate change and pollution, I think that would be also, like, you need to find something that makes it stand out. And I think really like locating it where it is, and also like having us experience what's special about this place also, that it's not just another area that's being polluted and where we humans just destroy our own living space, but just really make us connect to it. That would really help it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Helena, Prague.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I would maybe follow on Thomas and Ulrike as well, that I think it's important not only the emotional like attachment to the place, but also to see the passion of the people doing this, that you also talked about, and that I would maybe like to feel more from the film. And I think it's a way of like the film language and also the tone. So I would maybe like think, and I think it's very doable within this like 30 minutes format. I would think how to basically convey also the emotions without just and going deeper, just beyond just describing the problem, that we basically can, and you know, that we get some kind of experience from watching the film, and not just getting to know about the issue. That would be for me the exploration to go, or like the way to try.
Thank you for that. I would like
Thank
to
you.
represent the Soul of Open Society, because you were talking about environmental issues in connection with the other film about the river. What about this one? What is your...
Yeah, thank you for giving me a word. I just thought that the issue is
so important for the whole region, for the Central Asia region, and Issyk-Kul is so beloved by the Kazakhstani as well. And this is the water resources and the damage to what we are doing to the water resources is very critical to the all Central Asian countries. So I just thought if you would a little bit add the unique problem for the whole region in this film, that would definitely bring to you more viewers and more hearts that will definitely be with you in this documentary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else who wants to say something? Otherwise, I think we move for the last one. Thank you very much, Tamara.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.
Stay in touch. I mean, come send us
Yes.
and so on. I know that you will make a very good film. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
About this late before, I feel ashamed, but being in these sessions, I mean, you learn a lot, actually. This is something which is very valuable for a man from far away from Central Asia, actually. Okay, so next one and the last one is, here is a man. I mean, most of the pictures have been done by women, but we end with a man, Daniar Musirov.
Hi.
Please, go ahead.
Yes, hi everyone. So yeah, my name is Daniar Musirov. I'm from Almaty, Kazakhstan, and I work as a photojournalist in local media. And I'm very happy to be here with my first ever documentary film, Almaz, which means diamond in English. So my film is about a guy who's 29 years old. His name is Almaz, and he has a Down syndrome. But this doesn't stop him from being one of the main actors in an inclusive theatrical project called Действие буквально, which means literally action. Yes, it's hard to believe that in Kazakhstan, with a population of more than 19 million people, more than 100,000 patients with different mentally disorders are being registered annually. And I started to think about this problem when in 2017, my wife was pregnant, and all the genetic tests showed a big risk that our daughter might be born with a Down syndrome. And I remember two doctors, geneticist doctors, who actually suggested us to stop the pregnancy, do the abortion because we are young and we don't have to waste our lives for these children that don't have a future from their points of view. But we never thought about stopping the pregnancy. And now our daughter, she's almost 4 years old, and she was born without any disabilities. But this whole situation is sad and scary because one of the doctors, she has 40 years of experience in this field, and she's giving these advices every day. But I'm sure that we would still love our daughter no matter what, as parents of Almaz loved him. And now we can watch the trailer, please.
Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь.
Ну пошли. Здесь. Алмазончик, ты будешь рэпчик читать? Ну вот только обратись к нему, от тебя пойдет.
Мен ішіне бар.
Бәрі бар. Шашлик бар.
Шашлик бар, мен бар.
Ты себе даже не представляешь, я вот прям просила, вот так вот, мама, ну пожалуйста, я так хочу братишку. Когда он родился, я не могла от него оторваться. Я перестала ходить в сад осознанно, потому что я вообще ни на минуту не хотела от него отходить.
Мен өзім арманым, өзім әнші болам. Махаббат жүректер биді.
Значит, дорогие мои, я вам желаю прекрасного спектакля. У нас премьера, там уже нас ждут зрители. Они все очень рады, хотят очень нас видеть. Вы большие молодцы. Я вот очень хочу, чтобы мы все, и вы все, и мы все получили огромное сейчас удовольствие от того, что будет происходить. Хорошо? Давайте. Вдох. Энергия, энергия пошла, энергия пошла.
Молодец.
Yes, I can continue. So basically, I wanted to show Almas in this film. Oh, sorry, I have an advert. I wanted to show Almas and his story in this film as an example that people shouldn't give up too early, and that everybody has a chance. And also you will see in this movie how he communicates with his friends and colleagues and with his sister and her husband and their two daughters, because they live together since, unfortunately, Dinara, his sister, and Almas lost their parents last year because of the COVID-19. And this loss was very painful for them, but working in theater for Almas is like the way to move on. And because he thinks that theater is like a second home for him, with a big family and friends, where he can feel himself free and happy. And also I have lots of footages of me driving with him in a taxi, talking on different topics, materials where he communicates with his friends, like I think very interesting dialogues, and also lots of footages from the theater itself, how they prepare, how they face the difficulties and ups and downs. So the big part of the movie is devoted to the preparation for the big premiere. But at the end, coronavirus will still change the plan, because one of the actresses will show the positive test for COVID-19. And so they had to cancel the show. But nevertheless, there will be a happy end after 2 weeks. They will still manage to play the premiere, and everyone will be happy, loud applause, beautiful flowers with many beautiful, happy faces. And in my experience as a photojournalist, in 10 years, I have been working with different people with different diseases and organizations with that fight for inclusion. And this is my first ever documentary film and a debut project as part of an internews documentary school. And that is why I'm here taking part in this pitching, because I really hope to find a sponsor and help in post-production. Because I believe that, I hope that many people will see this movie, especially parents and relatives of those children that have certain forms of disability, because I think often diagnosis is not a sentence, and Almas proves it every day. So thank you for your attention. Yeah, I'm ready for the answers. Sorry, questions, if you have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tanya. Vitaly Mansky, what is your immediate reaction to this project?
This plays a very important role in the local environment, because the matter is we're seeing how this subject, the subject of your treatment of your closed ones, of how you treat people with various disabilities and health issues, how this has conquered different territories. First it was Europe or America maybe 20, 30 years ago, and then it's came to Eastern Europe. Then the subject has been actively had active interest in authors and audiences in post-Soviet and European area, and today this subject is also being discussed in the Central Asian region, and this is a very good sign of some sort of civilizational change of society. But unfortunately, I should say about my doubts about this film that this film might not be as in demand outside of Central Asian region on those territories where this subject has already been introduced. This hurdle has already been overcome. This fear, this phobia is not as prevalent. So in one word, this is an important film. And I think it's very important to, first of all, depend on local audiences for whom this subject might still not be so well explored, well explained, where people have not lived through this pain yet. And so this is my main advice, I would say. And of course, I would also not seek out sponsors because we've heard the word sponsors here, but I would seek out regional TV channels. I think it is possible to involve them into this project as partners that might provide technical services in post-production, and which is the most important thing, they might help with distribution of the film. Thank you.
Thank you. And do we have Alina Rudnitskaya still, even if her photo is not up? I was just thinking about current time TV. Nope. Then we go to Internews, one of those.
Если можно, да. Данияр, спасибо, безумно рад.
Yes, if I'm allowed, Danyar, I'm very happy to see you here with this film that you've prepared as part of the documentary school by Internews. It's working out great. It's very warm and nice. I remember that you had started with something pretty obvious, and I see that you've been listening to those who have been training. So good luck to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Ulrike Schmidt, do you agree with Vitali that it's not internationally developed, or how can I say, or interesting, because we know it? Tanya, you will get your chance. You'll get your chance later. Yeah, come.
Yeah, maybe different regions in the world are at a different point in how integrated people with disabilities are, but I don't think that anywhere in the world we're at like the golden end in this. And what I think makes it very compelling is that you have a protagonist that's generally very underrepresented in taking the stage, and not just the theater stage, but also being the protagonist of a film. I think that's something that you don't see so often, and I think you're giving him lots of agency by letting him be your main protagonist. And what my little doubt is rather connected to the story, because I'm not quite certain if what you took us through is quite enough yet, or like this, that he's preparing this play. And of course, then like new things came in, that apparently he lost his parents, which is very awful. But I'm wondering also with the cause that you're after and your personal motivation, if then you might have to seek like another aspect that's part of the story and part of something that he's of the journey that he's maybe taking in your film.
Thank you, Ulrike. And Igor, please.
Yeah, Daniel, I just wanted to comment, let's say, two things. One is you never know in advance whether your film will be successful internationally or not. Let's say, you might finish with having such a strong human story that basically your film will be emotionally so strong to anybody around the world. People will connect that and you can have international success. But on the other side, let's say the film you are making now is really the film which can contribute to be a transformative film for your own society and your region. And that's a bigger mission. then be shown internationally on the festival. Let's say if your film will transform your society or contribute, that's a bigger thing for you to do and to follow than to basically have been screened on a 5 or 6 festivals. One thing. The second thing is my advice would be spend enough time with your character. Let's say really be close with him. Don't rush with your film. Let's say with finishing your film. Spend enough time and get also the hard side of his story. If you want people to really deeply connect with him, we need to see him through the very, very hard moments. Being in a theater and having this applause is a sweet moment. And that's a very, very good for the film. But you need to take us together with him through this really hardship of living, let's say, in a society which does not really accept you, and then show how he's overcoming that. And then you will get a film which will basically really kind of influence the audience domestically and hopefully influence the audience internationally. Like go and do that film that is helping, that is doing important mission.
Thank you for that. Time is very important thing to say to people who are making documentary. Don't rush. Take your time. I mean, take your time. Be close to people. And now Open Society, Saule will say something, please.
Just a few words. Daniel, I wanted to say personal thank you for you to take in this topic and to take in this inclusive laboratory theater into the work, because I know the story behind this project, and it's so interesting how the whole project faced the same resistance at the particular individuals or the people with the mental disabilities facing every day during their lives. So you're going to make a great impact and great work to all the people, NGOs, media, and experts who are standing up for their inclusion, and particularly cultural inclusion for the people with disabilities. But I'm very agree with the Igor what he said, that the main idea and the main character is Almaz. And my concern and maybe question, what part the whole project, this inclusive laboratory, will take place in your film? Because I love this project. It's very unique, but it's very uncommon for the country and for the region itself. So I just want to know how much part or what place it will take in your film. Because it's not the status quo, it's something very extraordinary what we are doing in this topic, but definitely not the status quo for all people with disabilities, and particularly with mental disabilities.
Ania, you have 1 minute to answer that question.
Yes, yeah. So basically, when I was thinking about the film, I thought that there were so many, again, locally in Kazakhstan, so many news and video news about the whole project, but never about one person. So, and I thought that it would be difficult for me to cover them all. So I thought to take one person and be with him the whole time. And of course, in this film, there will be other characters from the theater, and so I mean, the theater is like, how to say? I don't know, it's a big part of the movie, but of course I was focused on one person and also the theater.
Who calls you every day and who is a very close friend to you, and that's very nice also. I think that should be mentioned. Thank you very much, Dania. Thank you, everybody. And now I will leave the floor to Valeria and or Uliana and or Dana to tell us what is going to happen now, because now the jury has to sit together. But how do they sit together? Are you taking them to another Zoom room or whatever?
They're all sitting in their own rooms. Yes, thank you everyone for all of the pitches and for all the comments. And now we will create a jury deliberation room by asking all of you to please, the rest of the people, to please just close the window of the Zoom without, or to leave the Zoom. I'm sorry, maybe I'm Dana, could you help?
Yeah,
with that?
please. You can leave the Zoom now and join again, and you will be in the waiting rooms so that we can inform you when you can join us again. So please, everyone who is not participating in the jury, please leave and then come back again so that you can see our messages in the waiting room.
Yes, and can everyone please come back 7:30, exactly in 30 minutes. So then, yeah, we will announce the results. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we can start now. I'm giving the floor to Vitaly Mansky, who is the chairman of the jury, and he wants to start with the announcements of the prizes by saying a few words. Vitaly?
Yes, thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for taking the presentation of your project very seriously. So this allows us to be sure that all the projects will be implemented and we will be following those projects. I don't want to say many cliches that each and every project was good and projects were at the different levels, and you as professionals, I think you are aware of the fact that we saw a whole range, a whole variety of future films in their own respective statuses. And as far as the prices that we're about to announce, and if I were to be frank, we were discussing two models of price giving. So which is more important to whom and to receive as a price? And the second part was which projects are indeed deserving to be highlighted, maybe at their own first mini festival, because when the films will be ready, I'm sure that there will be many show-offs during the festivals, and we'll be discussing the movie with all the aspects. And we highlighted not only 3, but 4 projects. And we think that these are the most promising projects and the most attractive ones. This means that we do not say that now they can relax and take it easy, but it is indeed the fact that other projects that will not be highlighted by our jury, that they will need to double their efforts. It means that those projects, there are some questions that need to be addressed for their successful implementation. And if I were to be frank, and as of now, I shall give a word to my colleague, and she will be announcing who the winners are.
Sorry, I had some internet connection problem. I'm not sure if I was asked to give the floor to the next person. But so because of my internet misconnection, has the first prize been announced, the winner from our doctor?
Not yet.
Okay, so Vitaly, you
Нет,
can
ни один
now
приз не был
please
объявлен.
announce.
Я тогда помогу. Сейчас Ульрике объявит своего победителя. Затем нужно будет дать слово мне, а потом Интерньюсу. Ну вот как бы по нашему оговоренному предварительному сценарию.
Okay, sorry if I missed it. That was my turn first. I'm happy to start. Thank you very much for all of you pitching today. It was a really great insight into the creative filmmaking of the region. Very interesting. And we also hope to receive all of your projects in the future and hope to be part of your journey to making these films happen. Today, I can give a little prize, which is helping a filmmaker to network at our festival, which is taking place end of October, and to participate not just in the festival, but also in the CoPro Market Open program, which means sort of a conference and talk program that's helping you enter the international market and connect with fellow filmmakers from the whole world. To get inspiration, hopefully, where to lead with your project. And the prize goes to Sunbike Sulemanova with her project Metal. And we're looking forward to have you either in Leipzig in person, which we hope can happen, or the program is also taking place online. So in any case, if traveling is possible or not, you can join us online.
Wow, thank you. Mwah. Thank you. I'm so proud. Very honored.
Ну, теперь я объявлю,
And
собственно
then
говоря,
I shall announce
мы решили
the winner,
самый
the next winner. We
богатый
decided
фестиваль
as
на
the
планете
richest
Земля,
festival on
решили
planet Earth.
отметить
We
две картины, два
decided to
проекта
highlight
вместо
two
одного.
projects instead of one.
И
And
первый
the
наш
first
приз
prize
будет состоять в аккредитации
contains
на
accreditation for the festival that will take place in Moscow, Arto Fest, and we will cover 3 nights at a hotel for the project that we value a lot, and this is the project that we hope has a big future. This is a River Dreams project. I will be happy to see the author of the movie in Moscow. And the project that we include in the final session, into the final session of Ordofest Riga. It's among 10 other projects that will be invited, and author will be invited in Moscow, and we will cover travel expenses, we'll cover accommodation expenses, plus accreditation. So this is the Cellar project.
Спасибо.
Yeah, thank you.
Спасибо.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It's a big honor.
Надеемся.
So we hope to see you.
Тоже позвольте мне взять слово от имени
Allow
Интерньюс.
me
Очень рада,
to
что
speak
мне доверили
on behalf of
представлять
Internews.
Интерньюс здесь.
I'm
Тем
very
более,
flattered
что
that I
среди
represent
участников
Internews
причем
here,
есть и наши
and
учащиеся. Прежде чем
having
я
taken into
объявлю,
account
кому мы
that we've
вручаем
got
наш
our
приз, а
students here,
именно денежную
and before I
премию в размере
announce
$1000, я хочу
the
сказать,
cash
что
prize, $1,000,
школа
I would like to
документального кино
tell
от
that
Интерньюс будет
the
и в
School
следующем
of
году.
Documentary
В этом году
Movies
очень
will
хорошо
be
все
active
прошло, и,
next year.
пожалуйста,
This year
желающие
everything
имейте
went
в виду.
well,
И более того,
and whoever wants to
скоро,
participate
в начале
keep
зимы
this in
начнется
mind.
наша традиционная
And from
раздача
the beginning
грантов
of the
на производство документальных фильмов.
winter, we will
Это
be
может
giving out
служить
grants for
большой
documentaries. So this can
утешением тем, кто сегодня
be
призов
a
не
big
получит.
perspective,
Вот.
big
Так вот,
prospect
мы
for
долго
those who will not
совещались
receive the
и
prize.
решили
So we've
свой голос
discussed
отдать
this a lot, and we
за
decided to give
картину
our vote
«Сладкая молочная кукуруза».
to the Sweet Milky Corn, our
Поздравляю вас.
prize.
Спасибо вам.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Спасибо большое. Я
Thank you so
могу
much.
сказать, что в шоке, ничего не сказать. Спасибо.
I'm just
Спасибо.
shocked. Thank you so much. Thank you.
До новых встреч, сладкая
And
молочная
see you
кукуруза.
soon, Sweet Milky Corn.
Ну что, пошли выпивать, что ли?
So let's go
Всё.
have a drink then. That's it.
Подождите.
Just a second. Wait. There's one more thing. The Soros Foundation would like to say something.
Дорогие участники,
Dear participants and the organizers and the jury, thank you very much for the input into developing documentary filmmaking, especially in Central Asia and Kazakhstan. All the participants, I'd like to say to you, you have the opportunity to apply for a grant from Soros Foundation Kazakhstan with these
films that have participated in the pitching session. All the conditions, all the opportunities, the organizers will let you know later on about this. We'll be very happy to support one of your films as well. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Saule, and thanks everyone. I'm very happy with the pitching today. Thanks for the jury, the panelists, everyone. I congratulate the winners, and also want to give the last word to Tue, who has been with us this whole time. I want to know what you think about the prizes.
Well, I sneaked into the jury room, and I found that the jurors were very, very clever, had a good discussion, were very fair, and tried to, they even pulled one more prize into the bucket, and hearing from Open Society that they also are inviting people. So I think actually everyone can be very happy. And it's been a pleasure. I mean, I would say that the prize, the overall prize, should go to Uliana and Valeria for having organized this. It's so fantastic. And I hope it's not the first time. It was the first time for them. And when I met them, we were a little, what is this? I mean, but no, they were not. They know exactly what they wanted to do. And I've been to many of these places and these events. To have a session like this without any technical problems, fantastic. Thank you for that. But let's meet in person someday, somewhere. Thank you very much. Take care.
Yes, I wish we can all meet someday after these crazy times, and we can invite all of you. Thanks a lot again. And if someone else has something else to say, you're very welcome now. And then we will finish and say our goodbyes.
I just want to say big thank you for the organizers. I had the chance to know Uliana before, and I'm so happy to get to know Valeria. Yeah, and this whole jury team, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. I will try my best not to spoil it, not to just use it as much as I can. Thanks, everyone. It was very nice to meet every one of you. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. That was really great. Thanks a lot again.
Good luck, guys.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Hope to see you too soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.